What if just two simple words could instantly change the way a woman feels about you? Not because they are clever or manipulative, but because they reveal something deeper about who you are as a man. Attraction is often misunderstood. Many people believe it begins with appearance, money, or charm. But when we look at real human psychology, especially from a female perspective, attraction often begins with something much quieter: emotional signals. Women are highly responsive to how a man communicates safety, stability, and presence. Sometimes this signal does not come through grand gestures or rehearsed lines. Sometimes it comes through something incredibly simple: two words that reveal confidence, calmness, and emotional maturity. Many men believe attracting a woman requires complicated strategies or impressive displays of status. They think they must prove themselves constantly, prove they are interesting, prove they are successful, prove they are worthy of attention. But the truth is that genuine attraction often grows in a completely different environment. It grows in emotional calm, in stability, and in the quiet strength of a man who is comfortable with himself. Women are naturally attentive to emotional signals. This is not manipulation or testing, it is simply part of human psychology. A woman instinctively pays attention to how a man responds to uncertainty, pressure, and conversation. Does he become defensive? Does he try too hard to impress? Or does he remain grounded and relaxed? These subtle cues tell her far more about his character than any story he could tell. Older men often understand this better than younger men. With life experience comes a certain emotional steadiness. They have learned that attraction is not built through chasing approval. Instead, it grows through presence. Through a calm attitude that quietly communicates, "I am comfortable with who I am." This is where those two powerful words appear. Take your time. At first glance, these words seem simple, almost ordinary, but psychologically they carry enormous meaning. When a man says, "take your time," he communicates patience. He communicates that he is not desperate for validation. He communicates that he respects the pace of the connection rather than trying to force it. For many women, this creates an immediate sense of emotional safety. Safety is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. Not safety in a physical sense alone, but emotional safety. The feeling that she can relax, express herself, and explore the connection without pressure. When a man rushes things, pushes for attention, or tries to control the interaction, that safety disappears. The interaction begins to feel like a performance rather than a genuine connection. But when a man calmly says, "take your time," he shifts the emotional atmosphere. He removes pressure from the moment. Instead of chasing the outcome, he allows the interaction to breathe. And in that breathing space, attraction often grows naturally. This is one reason mature men can appear more attractive without trying so hard. They are not rushing to prove their worth. Their confidence is quieter. It shows through patience rather than persuasion. Those two words also signal emotional independence. A man who says, "take your time," is showing that his happiness does not depend entirely on the outcome of this one interaction. He is open to connection, but he is not controlled by it. That independence is deeply attractive because it suggests a balanced life. Women often notice when a man is emotionally centered. It shows in his tone, in his pace of conversation, and in the way he responds to uncertainty. He does not panic when there is silence. He does not rush to fill every moment with words. Instead, he allows space for the connection to develop organically. And that space is powerful. Human attraction thrives in emotional curiosity. When everything is rushed or forced, curiosity disappears. But when interactions unfold naturally, curiosity grows. A woman begins to wonder more about the man in front of her, about his experiences, his perspective, and the calm confidence he carries. The phrase, "take your time," subtly reinforces that curiosity. It tells her that this man is not performing for approval. He is simply present. And presence is one of the rarest qualities in modern communication. Presence means listening without rushing to respond. It means observing without immediately judging. It means allowing someone to reveal themselves gradually rather than pushing them into a specific role. Women often feel this difference immediately, even if they cannot fully explain it. The interaction feels easier. Conversations flow more naturally. Laughter becomes more spontaneous, and emotional comfort begins to replace social tension. This does not mean the words themselves are magical. The true power comes from the mindset behind them. If the words are spoken with genuine patience and authenticity, they communicate a powerful message about the man's emotional character. But if they are used as a technique without sincerity, their effect disappears. Attraction is always connected to authenticity. Women are extremely perceptive when it comes to emotional inconsistency. They can often sense when a man is trying to follow a formula instead of expressing his real personality. That is why the deeper lesson is not simply about two words. It is about what those words represent: calm confidence, patience, emotional maturity, and respect for the natural pace of connection. A man who embodies these qualities does not need complicated strategies. His presence already communicates what many people spend years trying to imitate. And in many ways, this reflects a larger truth about relationships. The strongest connections are rarely built through pressure or persuasion. They grow through comfort, trust, and the gradual unfolding of genuine interest. When a man is comfortable allowing that process to happen, he demonstrates something rare: emotional strength without control, interest without desperation, and confidence without arrogance. Sometimes, the smallest phrases reveal the biggest truths about a person, and sometimes, the simplest words create the most meaningful emotional signals. Two quiet words that say far more than 1,000 rehearsed lines. Take your time. The emotional meaning behind two simple words can be much deeper than most people realize. When a man calmly says, "Take your time," the phrase carries a powerful psychological message. It communicates patience, emotional stability, and a lack of pressure. In human relationships, especially during the early stages of attraction, these qualities can make a significant difference in how someone feels about the interaction. Many people think attraction is created through impressive words or bold actions. But in reality, attraction often grows in environments where people feel relaxed and emotionally safe. When a woman hears a man say, "Take your time," it signals that he respects her pace and her comfort. It tells her that he is not rushing the connection or trying to force a particular outcome. This immediately lowers emotional tension and creates a more natural atmosphere. These two words also reveal something important about the man's inner confidence. A person who is insecure often feels the need to hurry things along. He may try to push conversations forward, seek quick validation, or pressure the situation to move faster. But a man who is comfortable with himself does not feel that urgency. His patience shows that he is secure enough to let the connection develop naturally. From a psychological perspective, patience communicates emotional maturity. It shows that the man values the quality of the interaction rather than the speed of it. Women often notice this difference because it contrasts sharply with the pressure they sometimes experience in social interactions. Another emotional meaning behind these words is respect. Respect is one of the strongest foundations of attraction and trust. When a woman feels that her time, thoughts, and feelings are being respected, she becomes more open and comfortable. She does not feel like she must perform or respond quickly to maintain the man's attention. In essence, the phrase "take your time" sends a quiet but powerful message. It says that the connection matters more than control. It shows calm confidence, emotional awareness, and genuine respect, qualities that naturally make a man more appealing in the eyes of many women. When people talk about attraction, they often focus on visible qualities like physical appearance, money, or social status. While these things can create initial attention, they rarely sustain genuine emotional attraction over time. What many women value more deeply is emotional security, the feeling that they are interacting with a man who is stable, respectful, and emotionally grounded. Emotional security means that a woman feels safe expressing herself without fear of judgment, pressure, or sudden emotional reactions. When a man is emotionally secure, he does not react with jealousy, insecurity, or constant need for validation. Instead, he communicates calmly, listens attentively, and handles situations with patience. This stability naturally creates a comfortable environment where a connection can grow. From a psychological perspective, emotional security signals reliability. Humans are naturally drawn to people who appear consistent and dependable because it reduces uncertainty in relationships. A man who constantly tries to impress through status or appearance may capture attention at first, but if his emotional behavior is unpredictable, the attraction often fades quickly. On the other hand, a man who provides emotional stability tends to build deeper trust. His reactions are balanced, and he does not create unnecessary drama or tension in conversations. Women often notice this quality quickly because it changes the entire tone of the interaction. Instead of feeling like they must manage the man's emotions or expectations, they can simply relax and be themselves. Another reason emotional security is attractive is because it reflects maturity. It suggests that the man understands himself, manages his emotions well, and respects the emotional boundaries of others. These traits are often associated with long-term compatibility rather than short-term excitement. Looks and status can attract attention, but emotional security builds comfort and trust. Over time, those emotional qualities often become far more valuable because they influence how a woman feels during every interaction. When a man creates a calm, supportive atmosphere, attraction can grow naturally without the need for constant effort or display. Confidence can be expressed in many ways, but mature men often communicate it very differently from those who are still trying to prove themselves. Instead of loud displays, constant self-promotion, or attempts to dominate conversations, mature confidence is usually calm, steady, and natural. It does not rely on impressing others because it comes from a deeper sense of self-assurance. One of the main differences is that mature men do not feel the need to constantly validate their worth. Younger or less secure individuals may try to demonstrate confidence by talking about achievements, status, or experiences in order to gain approval. In contrast, a mature man understands that true confidence does not need constant explanation. His behavior, tone, and attitude already communicate it. Another way mature men express confidence is through patience. They do not rush interactions or force outcomes. Instead of trying to control every situation, they allow conversations and relationships to develop naturally. This patience sends a subtle message that they are comfortable with themselves and not dependent on immediate validation from others. Listening is another powerful sign of mature confidence. A secure man is not afraid to let others speak, share opinions, or express ideas. He does not feel threatened by different viewpoints because his sense of identity is stable. By listening attentively, he shows respect and emotional intelligence, which many people find far more attractive than dominating the conversation. Body language also plays a role. Mature confidence is often reflected in relaxed posture, steady eye contact, and a calm voice. There is no sense of tension or urgency in the way he presents himself. These nonverbal cues make interactions feel comfortable and balanced. Perhaps most importantly, mature men communicate confidence through consistency. Their actions match their words, and their behavior remains steady across different situations. This reliability builds trust and makes others feel secure around them. In many ways, mature confidence is quiet but powerful. It is not about proving strength. It is about embodying it naturally through calm behavior, emotional control, and genuine self-respect. Attraction is often described in terms of excitement, chemistry, or physical appeal. But beneath those visible elements lies something much deeper: the psychology of safety and trust. For many women, attraction does not fully develop unless there is a sense of emotional security in the interaction. This sense of safety allows genuine interest to grow naturally, rather than being blocked by caution or uncertainty. From a psychological perspective, humans are naturally wired to evaluate whether someone is emotionally safe to engage with. During conversations, people subconsciously observe tone of voice, body language, patience, and emotional reactions. These small signals help determine whether the other person is trustworthy and emotionally stable. If a man appears calm, respectful, and consistent, he creates an environment where a woman can feel comfortable lowering her social defenses. Trust grows when behavior feels predictable and respectful. When a man listens carefully, responds thoughtfully, and avoids unnecessary pressure, it communicates that he values the other person's comfort. This makes the interaction feel cooperative rather than competitive. Instead of feeling like she must protect herself from awkwardness, judgment, or manipulation, a woman begins to feel relaxed and open. Safety in attraction is not about eliminating excitement. Rather, it provides the foundation that allows excitement to develop in a healthy way. Without safety, attraction often feels tense or uncertain. A woman may enjoy the conversation but still feel cautious about becoming emotionally involved. When safety is present, however, curiosity and emotional openness increase. Another important aspect of trust is emotional consistency. People feel more secure when they know what to expect from someone's behavior. If a man remains calm during disagreements, communicates honestly, and respects boundaries, he signals maturity and reliability. Over time, these behaviors create a strong psychological foundation for attraction. Ultimately, safety and trust allow both people to be authentic. When someone feels emotionally safe, they are more likely to laugh freely, share thoughts openly, and show their true personality. In this environment, attraction becomes less about performance and more about genuine human connection. In everyday conversation, people often focus on big statements or impressive stories to express themselves. However, psychology shows that small words can reveal much more about a person's true character. The way someone speaks in ordinary moments, especially the simple phrases they choose, can quietly reflect their emotional strength, patience, and level of self-awareness. When a man consistently uses calm and respectful language, it signals that he has control over his emotions. Emotional strength is not always about dramatic actions or powerful speeches. More often, it is revealed in how a person handles small interactions. Simple words like, "I understand," "take your time," or "no problem" communicate patience and emotional stability. These phrases show that the man is not easily frustrated or pressured by situations. Small words also reflect how a man views others. If he speaks with kindness, listens carefully, and responds with thoughtful language, it suggests that he respects the people around him. Respectful communication creates a comfortable environment where others feel valued rather than judged. Women often notice this subtle difference because it changes the tone of the entire interaction. Another important element is self-control. A man who chooses his words carefully demonstrates that he is aware of the emotional impact of what he says. Instead of reacting impulsively, he responds thoughtfully. This ability to pause and communicate calmly indicates maturity and inner confidence. It shows that he does not need to dominate a conversation or prove himself through aggressive language. Small phrases can also reveal a man's mindset. Words that express patience and understanding often come from someone who is secure within himself. He does not feel the need to rush outcomes or demand attention. Instead, his language reflects balance and emotional clarity. Over time, these small words build a consistent picture of who he is. They show whether he is respectful, confident, patient, and emotionally steady. In many cases, it is these quiet signals, not grand gestures, that reveal the deepest aspects of a man's character.